opening my boxes today and showing you more things from our vegetables. We have, I just wanted to show you the 3 different sizes of tomatoes, and this is the medium, which is about a golf ball size. So if you're wondering what the medium tomato is, you get a quart of them. They're just a large cherry tomato. These are the cherry tomatoes that you've been getting. They're various shades of pink to dark red, and more cherry size. You get pints of those, and then the the regular red globe tomatoes are various size, but more of a fistful. We had this big storm come through last night. You're all in the area, so you probably experienced it. It was probably multi-state, and so Monday, in the morning Monday until that storm, about 8 o'clock last night, we dropped 2.5 inches of water on our area, rain in our fields. And when that happened, I have another video that you'll probably see later, but that causes cracking to happen in the tomatoes. It just means that the skins are beginning to split because it can't hold all the water that the plant is sending to the fruit all at that one time. So that just means that if you get tomatoes with cracks, you'll want to use those the soonest. They will start to deteriorate here in the cracks, but and you can just slice in a little V slice and cut those areas off. But you'll just notice that they won't last as long. We're still sending them out to you because otherwise there would be no tomatoes at all, and it seems like a waste to throw out all of these tomatoes with minor cracks in them when there's still so much good and you're looking forward to them. I have blackberries. I love how long blackberry season is, but we're probably coming to the end of it. I have some donut peaches, and I've been enjoying those. They're definitely smaller than a regular peach. I've also noticed that the pit is smaller as I've been snacking on them. So, but it's fun. You can just take a bite all the way around the peach, and they're really fun to snack on. And you don't have to like hold on to the pit, and it's just a little bit more convenient actually to eat. Now, I have tomatillos, and I've showed you these before, but this time I got 4 quarts of them so that I can make green salsa. I used my 1 quart last week. I used the recipe that was shared in the Telegram group, so get in there and find it if you haven't been in there. So I roasted onion and the tomatillos, took the husks off of them, cut them in half, put them on a sheet pan, and then I actually took all of my serranos, I cut off the ends of them, and I split them in half and laid them on the sheet pan with the onions and I think some garlic, drizzled some olive oil and salt on those, and roasted them at 450 until they were nice and tender and caramelized. So then everything was really sweet. Now, I did not put all of the roasted serranos in the salsa verde when I put it in the blender. I think that would be way too overpowering for us. But I did put a couple of them in, and then I took the rest of the serranos and just put them in the roasted serranos and put them in a container in the fridge so I can throw them in other things, or even freeze them for later. Now I have I got 2 watermelons so that I could show you the difference. And I'm trying to remember. This light green stripy one is the yellow, the yellow watermelon, has yellow flesh, and tell me if you've noticed a difference between flavor between the yellow and the red. This dark green one is the red fleshed watermelon, and I haven't ever noticed a difference. They're both sweet, they're both delicious, they're both watery, and you will find in the information that I'm putting on the blog that there's lots of recipes with feta in them. So feta and tomato and watermelon salad, or watermelon and feta and various other things. The salty cheesiness of the feta goes really, really well with the sweet tomatoes and the sweet watermelon. Those are really fun and interesting salads to make. Something different to do with your watermelon than just eat it by the slice, although that is not hard to do either. The eggplant that I have are smaller ones, and I don't know what I'm going to do with these this time. Looks like I've got a mix of different sizes. Whoops, that one fell on the ground. I've got peppers, and let me double check my label. I'm gonna fill up this table and it's gonna fall, everything's gonna fall off. But I'm pretty sure that these, even though they're pointy, they're sweet peppers. Beets, red eggplant, green bell peppers. So it says green bell peppers, and you may wonder that at the shape that it's not a bell shape that you're receiving. These are sweet peppers. They we do have various varieties of hot peppers, but we always try to make sure that we plant different shapes and colors in our hot peppers than we do in our sweet peppers, so that we don't get them mixed up. So just to prove to you that this is a sweet pepper. And sweet, by sweet, it'll be sweet when it turns colors. Right now it's in the immature green stage. It just tastes like a green pepper. Okay, it's a little bit lighter than the dark green bell peppers that you're used to, but you get variety when you're part of a CSA farm. Okay, some more of my purple eggplant, Japanese eggplant. These do keep on the counter for a couple days, or put them in the refrigerator, but don't forget about them because they do lose their flavor, and they're much better if you use them fresh. Now, I'm pulling out beets. I doubled up on beets this week. Not just doubled up, I quadrupled on the beets this week because I want to make pickled beets. My kids love them. The babies love them because you add a little bit of sugar to them, to the sugar vinegar, and beets themselves are already sweet, so that's delicious, and we really, really enjoy the pickled beets, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss out on them. And then I just have the yellow candy onions, some small red cabbage heads, and let's see. So I have 2 red cabbage heads. Let me just double check. Right, so on my label, it says 1 head of cabbage. And so most people are gonna expect a decent sized head of cabbage, but going to the end of the season now, we've been picking cabbage for a number of weeks. So now the last of them are getting picked out of the field, and some of them just haven't gotten as big. We always pick the biggest ones first and give the smaller ones time to get bigger. But at the end of the time for that bed to grow, then we just have to go through and pick everything that's left. and so you get smaller heads. And what we do, of course, is when you order one head and we just have small heads, we give you 2 instead to make it fair. And then I have my bag of red-skinned tomatoes, not red-skinned potatoes. And like I said last week, take them out of the bag. You don't want to keep them in plastic and keep any moisture in there. They need to be stored in a cool, dry place, or just eat them because they're delicious. Now, another thing that I wanted to show you, talk about is kefir. A lot of people ordered kefir this week, which is great because it's really, really healthy for you. The raw grass-fed milk that we get from Flint Hill Dairy Farm is wonderful, and Kathy there also makes with her crew a lot of different things. So they make the probiotic yogurt, they make the kefir, they make the yogurt smoothies that everyone's enjoying. And I thought I'd highlight the kefir because a number of you got that in your boxes. And if you have never seen or made kefir before, you may have never seen these little guys. So this is a colony of yeast and bacteria. This is what's called a grain. These are living cultures. So these little nodules grow together that kind of remind you of knobby mushrooms or things like that. They're gelatinous, and the way we make kefir in our home is we have the kefir grains in a jar. We pour the milk over them, we leave it on a counter. There's a lid on the jar, and it takes about a day, about 24 hours in this 70, 80 degree weather. We don't have air conditioning in our home, so we're with the weather. And so the milk cultures and the grains are live, so they're feeding on the sugars, the lactose sugars in the milk, and they're thickening it as it cultures, thickens like yogurt. But the advantage of having kefir, what's different between kefir and yogurt? Yogurt has 1 to 4 different kinds of bacteria in it that are causing it to become yogurt with that live culture activity. These have hundreds of different yeast and bacteria, and they're all beneficial, and they're thickening the milk without heating it up, so your milk is staying raw, and just proliferating all the good bacteria in that milk product. So it's thicker, it's drinkable, and it also is a little bit sparkly, effervescent, like a carbonation. I'm not exactly sure how it does that, but it is a fun drink. Now it is a little bit sour because it's eating the sugars in the milk. It's sour, and so people will often make it into smoothies and sweeten it with fruit or a little bit of honey or stevia, and many people just get used to the goodness of the sour flavors in the kefir. Pardon me, that pepper, even though it's not spicy, it's causing something to stick in my throat. So you can make kefir at home. You just need to buy grains from someone who's making kefir at home. You could get them from us on a Saturday here at the farm because we have, it continues to grow. You're feeding the culture, and those grains will grow more and more knobs, and they'll take up more and more space in your jar. And so you have to take them out when you get too many and feed them to the animals or discard them or compost them. Some people actually eat them themselves because they enjoy that texture. And you can continuously make kefir every day on your counter by just pouring more milk into that jar, drinking it the next day, or pouring it off and putting it in the refrigerator, and continuously make kefir. Or you can just buy it from Flint Hill Farm. So that is kefir. If you have any questions, post them in the Telegram group. And what is else that I was gonna do? Tomatoes. So Ruben has sold 10 boxes of seconds of tomatoes for people who ordered them through Harvey with their boxes. And so good job, great going, you guys. You're gonna preserve some tomatoes for the winter. Let me know if you're gonna freeze them or can them or make sauce. But we actually have a lot more of the tomatoes. Ruben said that we picked tomatoes all day and got 120 quarts of cherry tomatoes and 40 bins of regular tomatoes. So I'm pretty sure that when we're done packing boxes on Thursday, we'll have tomatoes left over. And if you would like to get more tomatoes for canning, please send me a message on Telegram. You do not have to put it in the whole group. You can just send it directly to me, and I will put a link to just my Telegram message, so you can message me directly in the blog post right underneath this video. All right, so that will put you on the list to get tomatoes from us this weekend. You can come pick them up Friday or Saturday. Our store hours are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday and 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday. You can come pick up seconds of tomatoes and spend your weekend making great tomato stuff. All right, have a great week. Make wonderful food with all of the things that you have in your box. Don't forget to take advantage of the peak of summer and order extras, order more of something if you really enjoy it, so that you can make a bulk batch of something and store it away and enjoy it for longer. Okay? Have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.